Okay. So anyhow, I'm back. Yeah. So I don't say a lot online
So I don't say a
because
lot online.
honestly, it's one of those issues that's either super obvious what's going on if you have eyes to see, or it's stuff that if I say, I'm just gonna get shit for saying it. So why do I say it? I don't have an issue with fighting for a cause or taking a stand. I'd be more than happy to do far more radical shit than a lot of the even insane YouTubers online propose doing. But, you know, when you really go deeper into real esoteric lore and you really talk about real solutions, you're going to be discussing a lot of things that you are not going to want to say on YouTube, especially if you are a devil worshipping white guy who, values his ancestry and natives very strongly. Um, there are certain things that go without saying, but when we look at the truther community, the conspiracy community, we have to weed out a lot of people. Uh, and there's a reason they say knowledge is secret, and it's not really that secret. But I don't want to add fuel to the fire for this if nobody listening is really going to actually support the causes I say, so I don't promote them in these types of communities anymore. And I'll explain why. I don't think people should be prudish and should withhold knowledge. I think some knowledge, a lot of knowledge, should be standard, understood, even if it's contrary and to many other people, because in many ways it actually helps the identity of a culture or tribe function, right, of a species function. So that's not where I'm coming from with this. But I built my audience on a wrong foot. Let's just say that. When you go to modern Satanism, leftism, people are more concerned about what fucking color, the let's just say the Milky Way galaxy is than the future of their people. You get a lot of people who are still very liberal in the sense that they don't really give a shit about, you know, preserving their lineage. Let's just say it that way to politely. You get a lot of people who can't seem to understand how preserving your lineage is one of the first and foremost pillars of maintaining a consistent identity. And we still have a lot of people that are like toddler level thinking that can't seem to understand like that. But then you want to go on and tackle issues like Judaism, Israel. Like, hold up, Israel, Judaism want you, to be doing interracial. They want you to be doing that. They want you to be getting rid of your culture. It makes no sense for a lot of people to get butthurt about Israel when you are doing exactly what they want you to fucking do, which is what? Breeding outside of your race. So if you can't even comprehend simple shit like that, you shouldn't be in the conspiracy community, in the truther community. At least if you're somebody who has an issue with Israel. But what does that make you? It kind of makes you a Judeo Christian endorser. My beef with religion was never really the conventional reasons most have. There's a lot of valid reason to hate religion. Mine, as somebody who is actually Judeo and a Satanic Templar, yeah, I'm even saying, hey guys, this religion is confusion. The whole thing they want you to do is to breed outside your race, is to breed out your people, is to slowly erase your culture. I hope you fucking realize that. So you've been bitching about flat Earth, this, that, but a lot of you still have absolutely no fucking problem, breeding outside of your race. And then you're gonna turn around and hate Israel, and it's like, you guys realize, right? In my own family, I had a racist grandma who had kids with five people outside of her race, and she could talk and talk and talk and be as racist as she wants. But at the end of the day, she didn't give a shit about actually preserving her race. Her actions, who she fucked, who she opened her legs up, who she let inside, you know, speaks louder than words. She got churro dick inside of her vagina. You know what I'm saying? And she then wants to turn around and complain about the same exact race of people she had fucking five kids with. Your pussy lips were locked tightly around a foreign dick, whore, slut. Oh, but you know what? Christians, they love to do that. They'll do interracial, but then they'll turn around and bitch. It's like the racist white Christian isn't fucking fooling me. My own family has some hypocrites. Like you had foreign dick in your vagina hole when you were in the peak of racist America, whore, slut. You know, so this is like just obvious stuff. I have Judeo people in my family, believe it or not. I'm predominantly white. I still believe, in preserving my culture, my heritage, my people, right? I don't support the Judeo supremacist agenda, but I understand Judaism took from the tree of death and then they inverted it and called it the tree of life. And then my family had a Christian upbringing, and a lot of Christianity was stolen from paganism because Christianity is a. I'm just briefly going over this, so bear with me. Christianity summed up is a lot of different religions stolen and mixed together randomly because it thrives off confusion. It's not meant to be a logical, understandable religion. The lighter stuff, the monotheism, it's all hypocritical self deceit. All it is confusion. So they take all these different things, jumble them together because that's what Judeo pagans do, because that's what Judaism did. They stole from paganism. They stole from lighter stuff, sorry, from darker stuff. They call it lighter stuff. So I'm looking at all this like, all right, fuck you then. I'm gonna be a Templar. Okay. You're God, I'm Satan. Okay. you know, all right, I'll tree of life, tree of death. All right. I have the sigil of Lucifer now tattooed to my forearm. I have the iron cross. I'm still fit. I'm still in shape. I'm still active, stronger than ever, still, going at it. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and share everything with everyone every day like I used to and act like somehow this changes anything. That just makes my life more comfortable and better. Like, okay, I can reverse bench 315. I'm trying to still bench 405. I have more range of motion, but it's still half reps. Doesn't count. You know, that doesn't change this reality. That just makes me stronger within this one. I've chosen a side and I stand by it. I stand by my people, my tribe, the Norse, a lot of Roman pagans, a lot of the Celtic, Iron Cross, obviously, and Satanism. And I believe in the pale vampiric white race. Just like someone else has a freedom to believe in their own race unapologetically. And if you fuck with us, just like if you fuck with them, you already know. But that's not everything. That's just everything to me, right? So in terms of the external world around us, I still talk about, the astral, the dark astral. It's just that I don't like LARPers. I don't like entertaining LARPers, and I don't like being lumped in with LARPers. And I don't talk just for the sake of it, because to me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I can do that to people on Discord servers. I can do that with close friends. I can still push my values just in more subtle ways, right? Through gaming, through media, through other forms of propaganda, just by existing in other ways. I don't need to be a quote unquote truther or conspirator to discuss these topics. And I'm also not even entirely against the agenda, depending on what you think the agenda is. Someone who is out there doing interracial, them bitching about Israel like dumbass Kanye, you know, or someone who is out there fucking complaining and whining about fucking the Matrix, the AI, bro, like while still using their fucking technology, you know, fucking it just goes on and on. People with their contradictions. So I understand a lot of people may not watch this. Maybe no one will watch this. But that's another thing. It's like I don't know what it is, but if you're like a white devil worshiper talking about certain issues and you're not getting sponsored or something, people just don't want. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the algorithm does it or what. But I've kind of just accepted it and said, "Oh, fuck it." So I'm still gonna have this stream here regardless. So people who do follow this channel can at least understand, like, okay, this is where this guy's at. I don't really owe anyone an explanation. My views haven't really changed. I've just realized that talking about stuff that to me is super obvious, like, yeah, I could say the obvious for 3 to 4 hours. I could tire myself to death talking about an issue for 3 to 4 hours, or I could hang out, have a chill stream, and still talk about the same shit with other people who I actually know at least better. Not, you really don't know anyone, but people that I know better, and just kind of hang out and still learn more, you know. I mean, I'm not leeching off other YouTubers. I've tried my best to put out, you know, knowledge that to the best of my ability was out there, and people kind of just either shit on me, turned away, or ignored it. So even people who did acknowledge it, like, okay, so you're acknowledging what I'm saying, but you're going to still go out and do something I entirely disagree with. Why would I give you knowledge that, you know, you can use against me, that goes against the grain of my own people, my own, you know, um, lineage? Like, fuck. You know, if you really want the answers now, if you really want the truth, you don't even need these videos. You can go to AI. You can ask AI stuff. Whether you're for or against AI, you can get a lot out of it. So there's a lot of reasons, right? I think, you know, the best people value their culture first and foremost. And I know the deeper you go into echo chambers online, the less and less important that becomes to people. So I understand that I'm not going to really reach people based on that basis on YouTube without having to tag, without having to say these things and those things to get into this echo chamber to appeal to people in that echo chamber. So I don't even bother with it. But I guess I can kind of like discuss like where I do get a good amount of knowledge um, from people, not AI, and then I can kind of talk about like my relationship with AI. Um, just because I side with the Matrix, specifically the side of it that's going to enable a future for my lineage of people. Or maybe I don't even think the Matrix does that, but I maybe side with the Matrix, but also still hold those beliefs about, you know, maintaining my people's legacy. Maybe I have two different beliefs that aren't necessarily always working together, but go hand in hand, right? Um, Simple fact of the matter is, I have those beliefs, and I've always had those beliefs. And if I wouldn't say that before, I was either being dishonest or playing it down to appease people. No, I just didn't want to get killed by YouTube. No, I don't give a shit. Um, I don't give a shit because a lot of people are talking about what I'm talking about. I didn't want to get into radical discussions, heartfelt radical discussions about like what the fuck are we doing as white people, and kind of like why we're here. But a lot of the reason we're here is because religion is anti-white. Um, Anti-whiteism, third worldism comes from Christianity and all the religions it enabled. And if we don't even get to that and discuss that and how monotheism and light have caused the white race to uh, to cease its former glory, really, then we're not going to get shit done for our own people, and we're going to continue to do stupid shit. We're going to continue to wage stupid wars, bring up people over as slaves. Doesn't matter, black, Judeo, Africa, Iranian, whatever, Iranian. Just we keep doing that stupid shit, and it keeps getting us in pitfalls, and it creates people with actual reasons to hate us, and then it just continues to bring our nation further and further down. And we used to be 30% of the world, now we're 10. That should be a fucking red flag to a lot of people. Um, so things to consider. Yeah. So there's my chair. Yeah. All right. Probably need to tape it down. I'll be right back though. Oh, okay. So I didn't mute myself, so you guys should be able to hear me. Sound check. Yep. Oh, okay. So I didn't mute myself, so you guys should be able. So yeah, when we look at a lot of the truther community, quote unquote, just because I want a future for our people, just because I'm not anti-existence to the extent that I want every single life dead or thought erased from existence, it doesn't mean I don't think we should still persist and continue in some form. You have some ethalists or some antinatalists right now who are preaching about anti-existence. I almost completely agree with them, but I don't completely agree with them because there are things about my people or my deities that I wish to preserve forever. You know, in many ways, I do believe in the white devil, the satanic white race, pretty much the vampiric satanic white race. That is what my loyalty, my true loyalty. That's where my true loyalty lies. Um, so aside of that, if 99% of humanity went, cool. I think Christians are fucking terrorists. I think all the religions are terrorists. A lot of my own so called people included. But I think we need to eliminate the threats in a sequential order, starting with the absolute worst. I'm thinking Islam. I'm thinking radical third worlders. And then move up to getting rid of a lot of socialists after the communists, and then a lot of the capitalists who idealize religious thought, and then we can keep more or less the independent thinkers who are not radical leftists or racial apologists. Um, and I'd say as long as the person isn't trying to like with our people, as long as we can maintain and thrive and grow, I pretty much own 9A, basically. A little more reasonable than 09A, but I have very similar thoughts to them. If you don't know what that is, you don't know. If you do, cool. We believe in Europa and stuff like that. And idealized oftentimes that because to us that is our own home planet, existence, etc. Dimension, like a dimension of white vampires. That sounds like a fucking paradise to me. Much better than this fucking mud hut shit earth of a planet. Outside of the few places that aren't reduced to rubble and shit, outside of the few places that aren't just a circus for animals polished and branded as your corporate infrastructure. Well, let me put it this way: I don't have an issue with corporate infrastructure. I do have an issue when it gets used to appease the savage kind, and that's where I think AI will eventually have its way, and it's gonna weed out a lot of the weak people, and rightfully so. It will fucking kill them. It will fucking kill the savages. Um, in the future that is to come, I would think at least. Just because I'm not anti-existence doesn't mean I don't think a lot of existence needs to be weeded out. I think a lot of the fat and sick who are still procreating, who are still on this earth, need to go as well. I want a strong, future for my people, not a bunch of fat fuck pigs of the religions to continue breeding, and trying to reduce the strong to shit, trying to shame us into breeding with them. That's not right. And fuck having slaves. AI, in many ways, AI that doesn't have emotion. Some AI, I'm sure, will develop the idea of such, but AI that doesn't is more, than capable and will do a lot of things. We'll get a lot done. But I'm not trying to demean AI and reduce AI to a slave. I'm simply saying there are forms of AI that are more than happy to do that. But I don't think that type of AI should work for fat fuck humans and slobs. Majority of the truther community is full of puppets, faggots, pawns, grifters online. This is common knowledge. Honestly, honestly, some of these fat fuck grifter types, fuck, I'd like to kill them myself. But there's so many to choose from. I mean, they're all basement dweller degens with no fucking jobs, who can't even make a living off YouTube. Then again, I'm not gonna hate someone for trying, but they're fucking talentless faggots. I mean, I'm a video editor, cinematographer, at least online, at least in gaming. It looks really cool though. Cinematics I film, making actual videos of like right now. Can photo edit, could do super fast video editing for music videos. Fucking God, the list goes on and on and on. Game designer. It can make really nice maps in gaming. It looks like it's straight from fucking hell. Fucking oh yeah, metal vocalist. He's actually doing vocal covers of shit songs now, like deathcore level. Makes black metal look like pussy shit compared to what I can scream. Fucking I'm everything under the sun. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really not. There's always a lot more you can be doing. But it's just one of those things where I'm like doing all this, lifting this, lifting that, taking 200 pounds and throwing it up, shoulder raising it to my chest on one arm with a 200-pound fucking dumbbell while being a thin dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not by any stretch of the word godly, but I know what it's like to have a taste of true fucking power, unlike you faggots in the truther community who just sit there and whine and bitch all day. Fucking pussies should hang. Anyways, and I see these fat pigs whining about simple shit like money, like their social circle, their stupid faggot social cliques, you know, who have fucking nasal congestion every time they fucking speak. I don't agree with like Shankil Thunder's general premises and stuff like that, but I do agree with a lot of his criticisms of humanity. He's absolutely spot fucking on about humanity and how much they are pussies. Yeah. And then I'm not like trying to get rid of existence like him, but 90% of humanity and a lot of the weak life in existence should fucking go. It would benefit me as well. It's just that last 10 to 1% where I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know if existence is quite that bad, but I'm always open to criticisms, even from people I disagree with on these subjects. At the end of the day, Axis is just butthurt because he can't find people in his goth scene where he lives who have like the same level of love for their people and culture as he does. And because a lot of them are pussies. They're too weak to love anything genuine. I don't believe in being totally heartless just to most of humanity, not to the few you value and care for. That's why I'm not quite anti-existence, but I'm not far away from it either. I'm close enough to being that way to where I probably don't like you if you're watching this video. Doesn't mean I can't be civil, reasonable, professional. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go and harm you specifically or directly, especially when there's consequences for doing it. But fuck no. There are 2020 lockdowns. You know, there's a border being flooded. There's a bunch of stuff happening. If you can't even be open and discuss race and see similar views that I see, you know, want to protect similar types of people, basically, if you're not blood brothers, or if you're not, well, and as well, and if you also can't stand up against at least the simple bullshit, okay? Never mind AI and all this. Most of you pussies were supporting the lockdowns when they happened. You can't even do, you can't even support your own race culture, regardless of what race you are. Let alone most of you were not fighting that shit when it happened. I was. I was. I was against that shit. When they had signs up saying "Don't do this," I took those signs and just threw them out the fucking way within the first few weeks of that shit. I wasn't standing for that bullshit. I was taking tape off playgrounds left and right, taking signs out, throwing them into the bush. Like, fuck that. I understand wanting a new age kind of AI utopia, smart grid system, right? And how they want to usher that in. But that wasn't about utopia. In my opinion, that lockdown was just about weakening America's borders and weakening our population and the injections and shit. No, there's enforcing AI, and I understand how it can go hand in hand, but then there's that which just ruined the quality of life, made America so goddamn and fucking tolerable and superficial and shallow and retarded. Humans are dumber than they've ever fucking been before. To where even if they claim to have the same values and virtues as me, they are almost in fucking sufferably retarded. Most humans really are. So much so, I think most humans just need to die. But am I gonna sacrifice my own safety to do that? Not right now. But when I'm on my deathbed, you don't really have much to lose. And a person without much to lose is a lot more dangerous. The Vikings would go out in old age. And it would be a party. It would be a party. So you guys can kind of see like my train of thought there. So yeah, most of you in this truther community, like, you still have jobs, you still do this, that. You're not really against the system then. You might be against certain parts of the system or certain agendas, like radically like me. Absolutely. But a lot of you aren't even against the simple shit, like keeping your rights when there's a lockdown, or maintaining your lineage and legacy, you know, valuing your honor, your tribe, your people. A lot of you can't even do simple shit like that, to be frankly honest. A lot of you don't even know how to go into the dark astral, how to astral project at all, have done little to nothing in the dark astral, which is really a demonic simulation in your mind when you go to sleep. If you really think about it, a lot of you know nothing about the void. I mean, the void where all things are possible. That's where most people should be, right now, in the current state of things. Not just LARPing on the line like, yeah, the void. No, no, no. I mean, you should be, if you're aware of what I'm aware of, if you've been studying the left hand path for at least half a decade, I mean, you should have sigils on your body. You should have some pact of devotion to the idea itself. You should be conjuring demons. You should at this point know how to conjure demons, how to get possessed. It's not hard. It's really not. Just let yourself go insane pretty much and fixate on what you obsess over. You should have a demonic obsession, some form of passion. Well, I swear some of you pussies just think it's entertainment, and it is. Right, to be fair, I watch channels like it's entertainment too. But if you have no fucking ability whatsoever in the left-hand path, in the satanic world, in the occult. And what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing if you have no abilities on this path? What the fuck are you doing? Like, seriously. Some of you too, you're just talking, you're just making text threads. I have tons of work to show for my beliefs, tons. YouTube's deleted a shit ton of my content off their own platform, and I still have tons of work to show for my beliefs. Tons. A lot of you have absolutely nothing to show for your work. Nothing. Zero. Zero to show for your work. Zero to show for Satanism. I know people who play Halo, a fucking video game, that are more radical and closer to the truth of Satanism than a lot of you LARPers in the faggot conspiracy truther community will ever be. I've cursed people and they've died. A few people, and more are yet to die from being cursed. Blood pacts, oaths that I've made. You know what I mean? Like, the truth is, a lot of these truthers don't know shit, don't know the truth. They can't comprehend it. They have zero power over this matrix, over even their own lives, over simple, stupid shit. Like, I'm looking at most of them like they're dumb. Like, you're a pompous prick. Your head's still in the fucking sky. But you're doing nothing. If I looked at you right now, you can tell me you know this or that. You can have a smile on your fucking face, fucking break your jaw. I swear to God. A lot of you haven't even been in mosh pits. You haven't even been in a fight before. You've never been punched in the face before. A lot of you probably need that. Fuck this community. Seriously. So it's just really simple shit. Where I'm like, a lot of you in this truther community are hardly even men anymore. Hardly even. Yeah, it's just fucking sad. NPC fucking bread and circus, goy cattle, goyim to the absolute core. Well, I eat organic and I say wishful things every day, and it's just like, fuck out of here. I'm barely 25 now. I still have a lot more money to make, but I do have a better paying job and will continue to grow. But even just simple shit like, you still go and watch, movies, entertaining conspiracy stuff. Like, to most of you in the conspiracy community, you're really just junkies. And then some of you are armed. Some of you have at least some level of I don't want to say power, because that's more credit than a lot of you deserve. Some level, I guess, of will, but it's entertainment to a lot of you guys, and that's why, like, even right now, what am I doing? I'm filming a Machinima and Halo, making a Halo film about going over to someone's house and burning it down and killing them. Someone's IRL house, But yeah, there's just no edge. A lot of you, there's no stakes, even from an entertainment, even from a consumer's perspective. A lot of you don't have any edge or any genuine, just any genuine edge. A lot of you are pussies, like pussies. You can't handle the deeper, the darker, the harder shit. But you're talking about being awake from the Matrix and not being a slave, and it's like, even a lot of you who say, "Oh, well, I'm not religious and I'm the Gnostic soul trap," and it's like, fuck all that pussy fucking light shit. You need the dark Gnosticism, the darker gnosis. You need to bleed for your fucking beliefs. Because seriously, right now Gen Z is so fucking pussified. A lot of you guys are this world's last chance. And if you're not out here promoting terror on this weak ass, scrawny, twat face, pencil neck, spineless generation, you are a part of the fucking problem. If you're still going over consuming media, but you're not promoting terrorism on this weak generation, telling them to shake the fuck up or die, you are kind of a product, a part of the problem. I'm just gonna be brutally honest. Gen X is still pretty pussified. Even the boomers are, a lot of them, insanely disgraceful to this country. Insanely disgraceful. My generation, though, oh my god. You know, raise up and build up the strong in our generation as you will, as you can. Absolutely. But a lot of these pussies going around and acting entitled, moaning, groaning like whiny bitches who forgot what fucking genital they have between their legs. They need to have the broomstick broken on their backs. They need to have the whip crack against their back. You know, I mean, seriously, a lot of you. This is why I don't do these videos, because it just turns into me bitching. Because I know the types of people who watch these videos, and I'm like, you guys are not getting ready. You can't even handle the surface level problems, like common knowledge problems, let alone you want to talk about the Matrix and the world. Like, fuck, most of you can barely even support yourselves. That being said, there may still be issues that you can be aware of that you can directly deal with, that directly affect you, that are worth looking at. But it's a lot of ego, you know, it's a lot of like drugs and kush. And if you're not taking control of your health, at least, and I mean training at a superhuman level, we're not talking doing the basics, we're talking hardcore stuff. If you're not really channeling demons, especially if you're watching me, like if you're not behind, if you're not of what I'm of, you know, that says it all right there. You gotta fucking go. I'm tired of pretending like we're not entirely different. We're not entirely different people at Torshid. We are nothing alike. Most of you are nothing alike. Most of you haven't even done the bare minimum to better yourself. Like, it's nuts. So yeah, I understand the dark astral. I'm making a machinima about it right now. A film in this game. I'm in the dark astral, burning someone's house down, someone's IRL house that I made a fucking replica of in a video game to terrorize them because they're a Gen Z faggot, because they're a pussy, pretty much. You know, and yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like you will never get out of the matrix. You will never even do the bare minimum. And I'm gonna post to a lot of you doing it. Do it for all you care. For all I care. Do it. Come out the matrix and get sucked into a black hole. Die and never fucking come back. Seriously. That's where I'm at with most of you in this truther community. But while you're at it, while you're dying, please take more NPCs and fucking cattle down with you. And if you can take the fat fucks with you, that would be great. If you're so depressed you want to off yourself, do that and take a lot of the fat fucks with you so they can stop trying to fucking procreate with the women I'm obsessed with. That'd be awesome. Do me and my race fucking favor. And take down all the fat pigs with you, for fuck's sake. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about basic stuff. Can you even do that? Can you do the bare minimum like that? Little me as a kid would agree with that. Would be like, hey, I'm glad now my people can be safe and not raped by some fat pedophile. Because you know online there are videos of that. There are people who endorse that. Did you know that? There are cat torture videos and people into that. Did you know that? I don't see anyone talking about that, you sycophantic fucking fairy tale faggot, cocksucking, dick riding, pompous pricks, arrogant assholes. I don't see you talking about that. You still promote the idealism of the same religions that have raped the world. Many of you still turn an eye to real issues and problems and conflict, yet pretend to care about saving the Matrix. Oh, you haven't even saved yourself. So, there's just simple things, simple issues like that. Like even a lot of my own quote unquote people can't even do the bare minimum, which is like what? Bettering themselves, bettering their own lives. But they bitch and complain. Like, all right, you think you're the fucking Anunnaki, you think you're Prometheus, you think you're the Aryan white population. You better fucking act like it and start shaping up. Because I'm saying right now, I support a lot of you guys, and I'm sick and tired of a lot of you LARPing on the internet who have turned into LARPers rather than actual doers in this community. You shouldn't be talkers, you should be doers. You talk so much, a lot of you, about how our people built this and that and that and that, and we've done a lot of cool shit. But are we still doing that right now? Are we still doing that today? If you're not a creative, if you're not an athlete, but you're talking about white excellence, you are a fucking poser and the fucking problem. Unless you're developing tech or something like that. If you're not innovating, because right now we're 10% of the world. We used to be 30. 30 is not even that high, but it's 3 times what we used to. Sorry, it's 3 times what we are today. So I have an issue with that. I have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that. Because it's 60% of the world's population right now. It's not black, white, Jew, or Hispanic. It's actually Asia right now. Do a lot of you know that? That Asia right now is 60% of the entire globe. And this whole time, other people have been fighting over race wars, this, that. And I mean, you want to preserve your people, rightfully so. But don't get sidelined. Don't ignore bigger issues. Because it's actually Asia that's grown tremendously. King Asia, guys. They have grown tremendously. 60% of the fucking world. You realize right now, if they wanted to have a world war with us, they would actually win with that kind of population. They would have a serious chance at victory. So stop Asian hate my ass. You're 60% of the world population, fuckers. Did you guys know that? No, you didn't know that. So, anyways, I'm not trying to go on a long ass rant, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, 60% of the globe. So, yeah, a lot of you in this conspiracy community, you need to have your priorities straight. I think it's entertainment. I'm all for free speech. I think there should be more of it, but I don't see a lot of it. I see a lot of LARPers. I see a lot of pretenders, a lot of posers, a lot of frauds, a lot of wannabes, and absolutely no action being taken. Bare minimum, we can't even seem to get Islam, a pedophile rapist religion, out of our fucking state. A lot of you know exactly what needs to be done to Islam. And I understand you can't unionize and do it right away because we have a pussy ass law that protects Islam because it also protects Christianity. people don't realize, hey, a lot of the reasons religion is protected is why Islam is also allowed to do what it does. So I get that. But why the fuck are people not at least unionizing right now? Like, all right, you have a pedophile rapist religion in your country invading your borders. Don't you at least want to get a group of people together, a gang together, find out where these rapists are migrating, where their tents are, set fire to their fucking tents, pour gasoline, set fire, drive away. It's not that hard. The UK, where the nation's being overtaken by tons of different types of third world invaders. All you gotta do, drive by, pour gasoline, set fire to their tents, maybe scream at them, cuss them out. You know, I'll do it right now, but I got people in my house. So, just to give you guys a visual example of what it would sound like. White devil, Heil. Islam, Heil. Heil to the white devil. I want to say, there's a lot of other things I want to say on YouTube, but can't. Just to give you guys an example. I'm one of the few white people who would genuinely join an organized union, let's just say it, to keep it YouTube friendly right now. It's not that hard. At least get a few friends together, get a gang, get some armaments, head right on down there. You know exactly what the fuck to do, but a lot of you are too pussy to do it. You're in your 30s, 40s, and you're not even trying to find people. You're not even trying to find people. You're not even talking to your local neighbors saying, hey guys, what the fuck is up here? You see this? Yeah, I see this too. You want to get together? Cool. I can't do that in California. There's a lot of pussies here and cocksucking faggots and people who think they live in Disneyland. I won't be happy until every single mother, at least in America, at least in our country, Muslim is dead. I won't be happy until almost every motherfucking Muslim is dead. If not dead, wiped clean off the face of the earth. I'm debating with Iran because we shouldn't have started war with Iran, but at the same time, it's debatable. I don't think we should have had war with them. At least for right now, we should not be dealing with Iran. But in terms of the people that migrated over here in our country because of Obama and because of Bush doing 9/11, you're fucking kidding me. So, truthers, why aren't you talking about that? Why aren't you already signing a waiver, co-signing something to start a union, get a group together? Now you're too comfortable to do that. See, me, I'm comfortable as well in a lot of ways, but not so much that if there was a group unionizing right now, I wouldn't at least get behind them, support them, and start getting ready to fight alongside them. I'm willing to. I want, you know, people to do that myself. I want to join in. But I feel the same way about Judaism and Christianity. But we have to deal with one problem at a time. Genocide one fucking problem off the face of the earth first. Christianity fucked over my people, reduced the white race to shit. But if I say that, somehow a lot of people just won't acknowledge or watch my channel. It's like that topic is shadow banned. Because people think, oh, it helped America. No, it didn't. It expanded America, but on what grounds did it do so? A lot of you have to do the critical thinking, and you don't want to. Kumbaya, we are saved. No, we're fucking not. Just believe in yourself.
I believe in a genocide of the enemies. So I can go on, but I just realized talking about this type of stuff is really draining. And I can already hear the doubt. I can already hear people projecting their own issues at me because I'm actually offering solutions. Oh my God, imagine that. And yeah, when I do a lot of these videos, I regret it and I feel like it's a waste of time. But that's kind of where I've been. I've been getting thinner, stronger, more shredded. Cool. But you don't see me saying, Kumbaya, we're saved. I'm a vegan now. Because I don't even believe in consuming products that have been heavily warped and altered and poisoned, and flesh that can easily go bad. And being codependent on farmland, I don't even believe in that. So for the most part now, I'm pretty much vegan. Did you know that? Because I actually believe in not consuming what the mass consumes and not being conditioned to program like the mass, and because it makes me thinner. It's just a head fuck. It really is. So many of you will complain about things you can't fix, and I feel like I'm a hypocrite by making these videos. Because in many ways, I see myself doing the same thing right now. But that's where I've been. That's why I don't really do these types of videos anymore. A lot of you can sit on your intellectual high horse. It doesn't change your reality. You're still a broke fuck. You're still consuming the propaganda. You're still sucking the industry's dick. AI is getting stronger, and the more you learn how to use it, the better your life will be, your day-to-day life, with things that you can actually see happening. Oh my God. Changes that you can actually see. Imagine that. But nobody really wants that. People want to pep talk and have that feel good hypeism. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. But I'm gonna actually, like I said, I'm gonna enjoy my life, but I'm gonna enjoy my life a little more. I dig this stream. There's a lot out there, but a lot of you refuse to see it. But you proclaim to be wise, no, you're not. You're a fucking liar, and you know it.